The views and opinions expressed within the video content found on the Indy Comics Network are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of the Indy Comics Network or its sponsors. Have a question or comment for us to address on the show? Have a topic you want us to talk about? Email us at indycomicsnetwork@gmail.com. Want your comics to arrive in pristine condition? Head over to GeminiComicSupply.com and save 10% on your next Gemini mailer order or anything in the Gemini Comics Supply store. Use coupon code RAGIN10. That's RAGIN 10.
It is difficult to write these words, but I must for my own sake. I have done, seen, and been part of many things in my life.
So I told her you can use that used tire all you want, but I don't think you can catch any fish in it. Oh, good morning, everybody. Sketchy Saturday. How are you guys?
Yeah, there you go.
Speaking of Oswald, look what I got.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Oh.
Gotta wrap my peeps.
How's everybody doing this morning? Of course, we're here for another Sketchy Saturday. So good morning, Saturday Sketchers. Let's have a resounding good morning from everybody on the panel. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I don't believe it, but okay.
That's because it's afternoon here.
All right. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, there you go.
So good afternoon, whatever. Anyway, I'm St. Michael Lanning, and welcome, of course, to Sketchy Saturday. And today you will not be seeing my lovely face, which I know that will disappoint some of you, but it's okay. You do have my hands, my sausage fingers.
Hey now.
And who knows, maybe a little bit of belly. Anyway. So let's go around the room. Let's see what everybody is working on and who they are. And I'll come back and I'll tell you what I'm working on. Mike, you are up, sir.
What up, lovelies? My name is Mário DeBruin, CEO of Fairies and Ends and creator of Love and Korra. Today I'm inking another scene for the Love and Korra pilot that I've been working on for the past half year. And I'm probably going to make an advertisement for a 24-hour comic challenge that I'm going to be doing in January as well. So keep an eye out for that. So that's going to be my coming 1.5 hours.
All right. Awesome.
Next.
Excellent.
Mr. Fyke.
Hey, everybody. How we doing? I am Rodney Fyke. I am a writer, creator, artist, colorist extraordinaire with Hasm Productions. You can check out all my stuff, Rodney Fyke Art, on Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, and all that fun stuff. Go to the Hasm YouTube channel. Check me out there. You can also go to hasm.com and check out all of our books, such as Peanut Pudding and Jelly, Unchained, Pitter Patter, Roadkill Rampage, and for 2023, the brand spanking new Doghouse.
I know that book.
Yeah, well, yeah, you know it very well. Intimately, maybe.
So what are you working on this morning, Rodney? And I need to go back to you too, Mike, because I forgot to get you.
I am working on a cover for issue 3 of Pitter Patter. And I will switch over to that camera here in a couple minutes.
Okay, well, here, let me go ahead. Mike, let me put you back up. Go ahead and tell us what you're working on this morning, sir.
I told you, I'm working on the animated pilot.
Yes, okay.
I told you guys.
You did. You probably did.
Listen
I had a
to
lot of
us.
coffee this morning. And there you go. Rodney's cover for Pitter Patter.
Very cool.
And I can't remember the number. You said 4?
Issue 3.
Issue 3. See,
Yeah.
I'm not just. Hey, look, it's Saturday morning, guys. I'm sorry, Mr. John.
One is still an excuse.
Hi, I'm John Celestri. I'm a animator, comic book artist for the past 50 some odd years, and worked on Star Wars Holiday Special with Boba Fett. And I'm working on my comic book Bloodwing Angel Chronicle today. It's one of the pages, and I may even start doing some demons. So anyway, that's what I'm doing today.
All right. We'll put that up real quick. Let people see.
Yep.
All right.
Mhm.
And of course,
See, that's an indoor. That's the shot of the 1717 club.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we've got it was part of book 4 that I'm working on, and this is somewhere around page 14, I think it is. So out of a 32-page book, so we're moving along.
So, when you work on your comic, do you work on it in order? Or do you just kind of pick? I'm going to do this page now, and then come back maybe.
No. I work it in order. As I draw, I start as I start pulling my script together, which has already been written. I'm just molding it as I move along, and I find sometimes I will want to do something, expand some scenes, some pages. Like, I put in an extra 4 pages. These 4 pages, I said, well, the original script, I just stayed with the main characters. And I said, well, no, I need to have an element to show what danger and what characters they're moving towards. So I put in 4 pages. And since I can do it because I'm the publisher, I can do what I want,
You don't have to run it up the ladder for approval.
No, I've tried running it up. I've had the deal of having to run up the ladder, and you have to run up more than just a ladder sometimes to get something done.
I understand.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh wait, this is conversation for after dark. I'm sorry.
There you go.
Of course. And he's talking about that new Indie Comics Network After Dark channel. Of course, go subscribe to that. And I don't know what they're going to talk about over there, so be careful.
Mm-hmm.
But, and of course, the man had a birthday yesterday. I don't have my birthday clown in here to play for him, but happy birthday, sir. Last but not least, is incredible Mar. Introduce yourself, sir.
Hey, it's me, MarV. I'm the creator of the Sim Killer, and I'm working with right now with the Ferdinand. This is Ferdinand Sim Killer that you can find on Ferdinand's website, and also I launched the Sim Killer River of Souls that will be also with Ferdinand and with Harold Comics. And today I'm working on page 27, I think. Yeah, of Gabriel Reaper of Souls. And I'm gonna ink today. So thank you, by the way, by the birthday wishes. So thank you.
No,
It's been a blast yesterday. A lot of fun. And I got some new comics that I can show you. There's 2 of them. Linda bought me
Let's see.
Hellboy.
Nice.
Oh, cool. Nice.
Yeah, never read the
yeah.
Hellboy. And she got me this one. And this one from Caliber Comics, drawn by Christian Rossi, that I'm a huge fan.
Oh, that is awesome.
Yeah, that looks
great.
Sweet.
Yeah, this is fun. I haven't opened either of the books. I'm going to do it tonight because yesterday was a little bit crazy day. So tonight I'm gonna be able to relax and read some and read those comics. At least one of them.
Nice, very nice.
It's
And
for Christmas.
if you can see, I am trying a little bit of traditional inking, quote unquote. Not traditional because I have pens, but trying this. And if you see my hand shaking, it's because I'm not used to this, which is why I haven't. That's why I'm having problems trying to coordinate things, Mike. Anyway,
You're welcome. Practice makes perfect, my dude.
Yeah, right. But I am working on Seance from the Umbrella Academy. The comic, not the TV show. Plus, if I get done with this one, I also have Rumor underneath there again from the comic. So,
are those commissions?
No. This was actually something that I had in the computer for a while, and then commissions kind of came up. So.
Okay.
It was just something I have a couple of. I did a Space Boy, which is like the part gorilla human head one that I posted a couple of years ago. I haven't kind of meaning to get back to it, and I haven't. But and to be honest with you, I liked the show. I wasn't really that big a fan of the comic. I didn't think it was anything particularly extraordinary, but I did like the artist on it, which is Gabriel. I can't remember what his name is, but I liked his art. So, and I did like the show. I thought it was one of those shows that I was kind of weird because it's usually the opposite of way around. When they have a comic, the show comes out, you're like, oh well, the comic was better. I actually think the show was better. So
often with a comic, especially if they started on a tangent, if they didn't really have a direction yet. The show comes in afterwards and can keep the direction they took originally or wanted to take with the comic eventually. You mean so you kind of lose a lot of filler and you don't have to worry too much about knowing where things are going, and that can make the animation or just series of anything a lot more interesting.
Oh, true. Well, I think what got me about it is they actually used They Might Be Giants version of Istanbul in a fight scene, so that works for me. He won me over real easy for that. But it's Gabriel Ba was the illustrator on Umbrella Academy, and I really liked his art, so and his style and the way he drew the characters. So it's like, you know what, I'm gonna draw these characters. Why not? Allison is in the chat this morning. Hello, Allison. She says hello, everyone. She says, and what a sinner am I? Talking to MarV, of course. Allison, that was a great interview yesterday. I really enjoyed listening to you and David Finch talk. So that was cool.
Yeah, that was awesome.
But so this week, I when you're a comic book artist, you kind of have to know how to draw everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're not just backgrounds, not just your main characters. You have to be able to know how to draw everything. And one thing about that is you got to get references and everything. So one thing that I've always had a problem with is cars. Just drawing cars. I've never been an autophile by a long shot. So they don't come naturally to me. But I did discover this week that trying to find references for cars, you go and you look at pictures of cars, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I never even took this in consideration. Blueprints.
Oh.
I never even thought about going to find blueprints for cars as references. So,
that is a very interesting. Yeah.
I can't even tell you. Like, I think I was just messing around on Pinterest or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
And to see tried to find whatever. I mess around on Pinterest all the time. I kind of look at Pinterest like I look at Facebook. And,
It's a rabbit hole. We know this.
yeah, right. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. But yeah, now I found that, so I'm kind of like, oh man, why did I never think about using blueprints? Because you can I always find a picture of a car, but it's always at like a three-quarter angle or something. You know, it's always driving.
Yeah. So
I can never find the same car in different, angles.
Right.
I can go take a picture.
There's a way to do it.
But a blueprint will give you a penciled version of it.
This is true. This is true.
You'll be able to see what the sketches are, what the thought process is. That way you see how to construct it.
Right. Exactly. It's harder for. Go ahead, Mark.
Sorry, but if you want to do like a scene, like maybe 3 or 4 panels with the car, I suggest to watch a movie with a car that you really like and use that as reference. You pause at the moment that you want to. Actually the angle that you want of that car. Let's say that you're seeing Bullet, right? There's that scene, that awesome scene that in San Francisco, and you just pause a couple of times and draw from that, and you'll get the motion, the angles, the vibe, the let's say the action from that. You because pictures, in my opinion, I try that with pictures in Pinterest and Google. That doesn't transmit any kind of excitement and movement. But if you look through a movie, when everything, the action is happening, you can get the vibe in that, and you can, in my point of view,
absolutely,
yeah.
And watching a movie or like a fight scene or whatever is different than looking at a photo, because when you pause it, you have that action, you have that feel of action. So that's what I suggested. That's the way that I found this way easier for me to translate action into drawing.
Oh yeah, no, I totally get that. I kind of feel the same way, like with actors, or in that, because you look at a model, and we've talked about that before. You looked at a model, and the model's like, "Oh, look happy," and the model's like, "Okay, here's happy, but I'm not really happy. Be mad, but I'm not really mad." That kind of thing, right? But when you look at an actor, that actor has to be in that emotion. That actor has to really convey that emotion, and you're able to get that, what you said, like you said, that energy, that feeling from that. So I could tell. I never thought that's true too. I've never thought about it with vehicles and cars and movies. Like, you got to go watch what is it, The French Connection?
Oh yeah,
awesome movie. Yeah.
A Bullet.
Yeah.
Bullet. Yeah.
The chase through San Francisco. At least you get to see the undercar. Sometimes you see the underside.
Yeah.
Huh.
Who's in that? I don't know that.
Steve
one.
McQueen.
Steve McQueen. Bullet.
Yeah. No, I'm not.
Oh, geez.
Steve McQueen. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's like 1968, 69.
Yeah.
That was sort of and no special effects.
Yeah, McQueen all the way.
Yeah.
Wow,
that's like one of the most legendary car chases in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Well, that's
they wouldn't do that.
That started the whole thing with it. With Steve McQueen, I mean, they in the French Connection, that chase was shot in my neighborhood.
Oh, really?
In Brooklyn.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. That was underneath the L. That was the B train, the West End Express, and in fact, where they make the turn, that's where they what was his name? They were about to crash against a lady, with a baby carriage, That was maybe a couple of blocks from me.
Huh.
That was-
Wow.
yeah. So yeah,
Cool.
it's a very famous scene, and I don't know if they actually they never all of that chase through. They actually just drove. They just drove through traffic and prayed.
Wow.
Yeah, because I heard that there wasn't any type. They didn't get any kind of permits for that or anything.
No,
It's like
they just did it.
cinema.
Or like that's 1972.
Yeah.
That's a long time ago. Yes.
Yeah.
It was a lot less busy in New York with cars at that time.
Oh no. Oh well. You still had a lot, but yeah, but you still had
Relatively.
a lot of pedestrians. You always had pedestrians.
Oh yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
original guerrilla filmmaking.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I wonder if anybody got in trouble for that. Yeah,
They
see,
won, I
Allison-
think they won an Academy Award, so who knows what happened after that?
right.
Fair point.
Probably nothing.
But again, that's without any kind of special effects and computer generated stuff, and it was a lot cheaper.
Yeah, no Fast and the Furious type filmmaking there.
No.
Got the car,
Yeah.
where the car does somersaults and
Yeah,
joins gym competitions and wins
Yeah.
gold medals. Yeah, that kind of thing.
I'm wondering if you put scenes, and this is just purely from the point of view of impact. If you ran, Bullet and those car chases, and knowing that they are real, that they are actual, stunt men and stunt drivers, and the same thing with the French Connection chase, and you put them up against some of the other things that are much more elaborate, in terms of special effect, what have you.
Well, they're choreographed.
Yeah, and they're choreographed more. What kind of impact do you think you'd get in terms of just saying, "Oh, that's real, that's choreographed"? How do you think the audience would react? Would they say they'd be bored by the real reality or not?
Ooh,
It depends on how
that
it
is
was
a good one.
shot, I think.
I-
Because
No,
Baby
well, I
Driver
think
was
here's the-
choreographed. Baby Driver was choreographed, but the scenes were very real. They just CGI'd some obstacles, trash cans and some trucks, but the action actually was done by a stuntman. The car is a real car, and for safety they put some CGI elements, but you don't realize that only if you see the behind the scenes, and that blew me away. But I prefer to see movies where most of the stuff is traditional, like Indiana Jones. Everything was made with stuntmen. And when you look at the trailer of Indiana Jones 5, you realize that the train scene is fully CGI. And back in the day, everything was done realistically. So today you can easily see some stuff because when there's hard work and CGI, you basically can tell the difference between the two when they put together traditional and digital. But when it goes full digital, you always know, especially when it comes to gravity. I think.
Yeah, no, I think it all depends if they watched it without knowing either one at the time, which one would win out. It depends. It really depends. Some people don't care; they just don't.
Yeah.
I think that if they knew, I think the stuntman would win out because it's like, well, how did they do that? It's kind of okay. It's just like magic. Okay, there's still traditional magic going on. There's still traditional magic shows and everything, right? I see them all over Facebook. People doing magic shows and stuff, and it's the aspect of how did they do that is there, right?
Yeah.
But when you but you're not having that. You don't really have that. How did you do that when you have a computer?
Right.
It's it's digital. You told the computer to do it. I tell the computer to type in a Facebook status, so I could, if I learned a little bit, I could do that. But I can't necessarily pull off a good magic trick.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, not to get. No, let me phrase that, because I'm not trying to take away from people who do the CGI and everything. Like, oh, it's easy to do that. I'm just giving the example that on a computer, I don't have to train my hands or my muscles or what have you to get that perfect round thing. I just have to be able to put I could draw a perfect circle on a computer versus it's amazing to watch somebody draw a perfect circle.
Yeah.
And that's not I'm a digital artist, so I'm not trying to take away from digital artists. But this is the case. It's like, oh, somebody could freehand a perfect circle versus somebody stenciling a perfect circle. Well, I could stencil a perfect circle, fine. But if somebody can actually draw a perfect circle, it's like, wow, how did you do that?
Yeah.
Well, I think.
Good.
Go ahead, John.
No, I hiccuped. Good.
Oh, I was going to say. I think
Morning, North Free. Yeah.
Hey, North Free.
Hey, man.
I think in today's day and age, because they've been so conditioned, probably for the last 15 or 20 years, so that everything is CGI, that today's crowd, that's what they're used to, and they really don't care. Because me being the age that I am, when I look at a Transformers movie, it's just sensory overload, and I can't stand it. There's too much noise going on constantly.
I mean, that is partly Michael Bay, though.
Yeah, well, yeah. But like, if you compare any fight with the Transformers movie to the battle on Hoth in The Empire Strikes Back, you don't see any up close snow walkers. It's all suggested and it's all implied, and it leaves the rest up to your imagination. So you have to work to fill in the gaps. And I think that is a lot more effective than showing every little spring and sprocket being torn apart and flown across the screen in Transformers.
I completely agree.
That's just me. Now get off my lawn.
Wow, that's my line.
Well, I actually agree. A lot of movies nowadays want to overload you visually.
Yeah.
Just so you don't see the flaws that they actually keep in, because they put in so many things that so you don't notice those flaws, because CGI is very quickly uncanny. Incredibly uncanny. You can't help it.
Well, a lot of the CGI stuff is just there to make up for the fact that there's no real story. It's all just fluff.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm going to disagree there. There is a lot of story. It just isn't good.
Right. Well, yeah, it's making up for a lack of everything else in the movie.
Yes.
Now there are, you're right, there are slots and stuff like that, but they're not usually not very good.
Bad writing is not bad CGI.
Right.
Or overuse of CGI. There's good movies that do exactly the same. And there's bad movies that do it even more. It's putting your money where your mouth is.
Right.
And for some reason, writing is often considered one of the things that can be left on the wayside as long as it looks good. Something with AAA games nowadays. But when it comes to CGI, like, a lot of it is going to be uncanny. And if you don't overstimulate the brain to the point where it cannot see the flaws effectively, you're just going to create something that makes people feel uncomfortable.
Right.
which
Yeah.
is even worse than just overflowing everything.
Yeah, I just found out right now that I drew 6 toes instead of 5.
Wait.
Holy crap!
You drew what? Wait, what?
6 toes instead of 5.
Well, he's just a well balanced individual.
Oh man!
Well.
That
Look, the
man,
sixth.
this-
No, you're fine. You're fine. The sixth toe is on the blacks. You can just filter out the blacks.
No,
You're
it's in
fine.
the book, man. It's in the book already. I just noticed now.
Whoops.
Well, I don't know how I'm going to. That's nice. That's
Okay, Marv.
Oh,
Nobody noticed
See, an
until now.
Easter egg. You could just say, "Hey, it's great. It's wonderful." I mean, she just grew an extra toe. That's all.
Yeah, no. Make it something that is in a panel in every single part
Yeah,
from now on.
man.
I would just say that you can't ever say that my characters don't grow.
Ah,
Well, that says that it's handmade. You know,
Exactly.
I mean,
Very good, yeah.
that's what I
Very
mean.
good.
You know, you look at all of the comic books, the great stuff that people think is perfect. How much whiteout was there in production art?
oh,
You know,
yeah.
Yeah.
you look at the old ones and just there's all kinds of of art of whiteout and pen scratches and all kinds of things there. So it's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
don't worry
but
too much.
actually, it's in the book. The book is already printed.
I was sitting over here talking, and I'm like, man, y'all are just talking over me. And then I realized I'm on mute. Anyway,
Of course you were.
no, what I was going to say is, well, what? She's an Adams. She's an Adams. Have you seen that Adams Family comic where it's like, this little piggy went to the market, this little piggy stayed home, this little piggy had roast beef, this had none, this little piggy cried wee wee all the way home, and this little piggy.
What is this little piggy doing here?
So there you go.
Oh my!
But if you haven't gotten a chance to watch Comics by Night, Randy's just finished off the Steranko. We were looking at the Steranko Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Artisan Edition, which is just black and white, but it also has like the notes, and you can see when they took like the Statue of Liberty, which was a picture, and pasted her into the panel and things like that. And I suggest going to go look at that, because then you can see all the type of mistakes that were made.
Yeah.
And that can really make you feel better about your art, especially for someone who is who's celebrated like Steranko. So
Yeah,
guys,
I-
what does people-
Yeah, I think a lot of people don't realize that there are a lot of mistakes made, and that you just have to either work them in or work around them. It's not the end of the world.
Exactly.
North 3 said, I thought Steve McQueen drove himself in Bullet.
He
He's
did.
reputedly
Yeah,
the
he
best
did.
driver in the films at time.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. He raced cars his whole life and motorcycles.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh,
He did
yeah.
that jump. He did that jump on the Big Escape. I think the name of the
Yes.
movie was.
Great Escape. Yeah.
Great Escape. Yeah.
Mm.
Wonderful.
Which has Dr. Hammond in it. That's what I think of. I think of it. Richard Attenborough. Which Allison says it's all in how you film it. It could film the most elaborate car chase, and I could make it look like garbage, or I could use several different techniques and make the same pop and be amazing.
Oh,
She's talking about the comparison between CGI. It said, just the digital effects are useful in enhancing a scene. I like it when they combine the two, and you can get some amazing work.
yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
And North Free says, Michael Bay, Bizarro Spielberg.
Hey, see,
But,
you know what I did one time? You're using a micron there.
Yes.
I I took it was a 0.3, and I took a brand new one, and I took a razor blade and I split it down the middle, and I was able to use it like a brush because I was able to get my thicks and my thins just by it being split and moving. So
I tried that a couple of times. It didn't work. I just threw every pen that I have.
Well, what I don't. Go ahead.
I was going to just give it a shot if you've got one to spare. And I use it a lot for when I'm trying to get a good chisels. I'll use it.
Well, I have this Pentel brush pen.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, those are comfy.
Yeah, I don't. Brushes are so foreign to me. Those are one of those things that I have to learn. Obviously.
Yeah.
But it's really something that I have to sit down and learn.
Once you learn it, though, it's nice. It saves a lot of time. And when I was doing background inks on G.I. Joe, I got pretty good with the brush. And then when I got away from it, and I really have never gotten back to it, I really need to, because it's so much quicker, and everything. Your lines just look so much more organic and fresh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I agree. I really need to. I really want to practice that. Definitely, Mike, sent me those libs and everything. I definitely want to get that and practice. So but you think, I'll be okay. I'll just be a penciler, blah blah blah. Whatever. But you got to keep going. You want to keep growing as an artist.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I'm going to have to get out of my comfort zone.
So here's why I sent you the G pen, like the pen nibs that I use, because I don't like using a brush all that much either, but they give off the same kind of texture and feeling. This one in particular, because they will give you a tiny line, like they will do this over and over again.
Yeah.
And that is what I like. Like, I am very hard on my lines, so I push down a lot, and I'm pretty sure you do the same because you're not used to using a brush. And these allow you to put that kind of pressure down while, still giving you the same kind of line variation that you need. And it's a lot quicker than a bloody multi-liner or, just any kind of fine liner, because you got to thicken those lines.
Right. Yeah. Well, the thing about the like the Micron that I don't like is there's this way about it to where and you're right. I put a lot of weight on my lines. Right. It's just this circle, this dot at the end of them.
Yeah.
And that kind of bugs me. No.
I know. That is the number one reason I wanted to switch to nib pens or a brush. And I'm getting better at brushes, but for the most part, leave the nib pens to me.
A brush requires a lot of pressure sensitivity. You'd really have to. I don't know. I'd just be light-handed, or it depends. I mean, if you're looking for it depends on what you're doing, I guess. Because if you're looking for the bold lines, you're going to have more pressure. So it's worth the discipline.
Yes, it is always worth that discipline. Doesn't matter what kind of tool you're going to be using for long term. In any case, because being able to be light on your wrist is something you want to be able to do in general as an artist.
Now you're all talking. We're talking about basically markers, right?
Yeah.
Okay, because I learned I learned brushwork and inking with using the traditional red sables,
Mhm.
and they were really good.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, those are pretty much the best brushes you can get.
Yeah, they were quite good. And they cost a lot, but they lasted a long time.
Yeah.
And you have great sensitivity. You could get an incredibly good thick and thin line with that. But you just and you needed to have good ink. And I was always using Black Magic, Higgins Black Magic. But they watered down the inks so much,
Yeah.
And I don't understand why.
Money, probably. So I guess.
Well, yeah, that's an easy way to look at it, but still, there's a difference between a wash and a dark ink.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, because you're having to go back and basically go over all the big areas because they're not opaque.
Yeah, but the thing is, with Higgins with Black Magic, it was different from Pelican.
Yeah,
and Pelican was always a thinner and a grayer line, so to speak. But that again, the pigments and what they used back then was very different than what everything is done now. So, it was fun working with that material.
Yeah, I know for a long time, you weren't able to get sable brushes in the States because of the issues with it, because they come from China.
Yeah,
because it's actual hair from sable hair.
Yes.
So yeah, they were hard to get.
Yeah. Well, it was the British, Winsor Newton.
Yeah.
Number 7. I still have them.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. Let me go get them.
I've got a couple myself. And the sables are probably 20 years old. Which was back when I was working on G.I. Joe.
Now, when you work on brushes for G.I. Joe, so you had like a lot of tanks and guns and stuff, a lot of technical stuff.
Well,
right?
Actually, with that stuff, I used, the microns and the fine liners. With the brushes, it was the foliage and the combination of that and a crow quill pen for wood and textures.
Fair.
And brush. You also use a brush for clouds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the more organic stuff I did with a brush. Yeah. Okay. All the vehicles and weapons and stuff. Yeah. Now there are those that ink all that with a brush. Michael Golden for one. But I don't. I never had the discipline to ink all that with a brush.
That would work smarter, not harder.
Yeah.
Well, for him, he's probably, let's see. I'm going to push you up, John. Go ahead and explain what you got.
Okay, this is a Winsor Newton red sable. Let me just mark this up here. It's a number 2, Series 7, finest sable, Winsor Newton, England. This here I got 1990. That's
okay. Wow.
That point is so nice. You can go and just you just twirl it around, and you've got the finest point that you can get.
Yep.
Ooh.
So this is actually still the standard in Italy. If you go to a comic school, they will tell
one?
you to get used to the Winsor & Newton 7 series. Like
Yeah.
they will literally tell you this is the brush you use for inking. Period.
Oh.
And that's it. Old let's see, inking, lettering, things like your pen nubs here, and then your other.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. This one's a what is this? Oh, it is a Hunt. This is a Hunt 512 extra fine point. This is actually made in the United States. That's how old this is. These tools are all still made in the USA. Let's see. What was this one here? This is a Coquille.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've got some of those.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's a very different kind of tool that you could play with. And a lot of this stuff is, old school. Oh, here's one here. This is and this goes back to, this is a Hunt 107 here.
Yep. I've got some of those. I was using those the other day.
Good for you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and are you using? Let's see, for paper, are you using the 2-ply, 1-ply bristle board?
It is. Hang on a second. Let me grab one and see what it says. I've got stacks of them everywhere. Let's see.
Next thing I'll do is I'll take out my typewriter and show you. Yeah. Oh yeah, here's my B7 for lettering. Everything was hand lettered for me.
Yeah.
Haus.
Yeah.
Donnie D asked, wait, they don't teach iPad in our school yet? LOL. I think. Don't be surprised, they probably do.
Yeah, they might just
That was
start on those lessons now. They're just a little bit behind.
Yeah. So this is a 300 series Bristol board, smooth surface.
Yeah, Strathmore. Yeah.
Strathmore, and it's the smooth surface. It doesn't have the vellum finish.
Right.
The vellum's got more of a tooth.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, you generally want to avoid those like the plague if you're inking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you're inking, something in the forest.
Yeah, okay, fair.
Yeah.
Exceptions validate the rule.
There was also what was it? Coquille? No. What was it? There was bristle board. There was smooth, and then there was also a textured board that was smooth on one side and rough on the other. And you could use, Willard Mullen was a sports cartoonist, and he would use, the rough side. He would do his drawings, and then he would use Conti crayon for shading.
Yeah, the China marker.
Pardon?
The China pencil. The
regular Conti crayon.
a crayon. Okay.
It was a Conti crayon that he would use, and he would just he'd go in and doing shading on it, which was a very cool technique.
Yeah, Gene Colan used that a lot on Tomb of Dracula.
Donnie D as duotone.
Duotone. Yeah, Zipatone paper.
Zipatone or duotone, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was actually watching a friend of mine last night on Instagram using some of that. He's an inker for Marvel, and he was pulling up some Zipatone with his X-Acto knife.
Where do you even get that anymore?
You can still get it on Amazon and stuff. It's
Very
around.
expensive. Very expensive.
Well, and also you really needed to know how to make the most of it because you didn't want to just cut away stuff, and you know, that was all expensive. So, you know, I would zipper tone some of my comic strips to get an effect, and you would have to learn how to make the most of it. You know, so that I would use. Sometimes I'd match them. You know, sometimes you'd have strips and you say, okay, I can make use of it somewhere in a small spot somewhere, you know. And then you'd play around with getting little effects with it, you know, like overlaying one on top of the other. You know, because it's all dot formation.
Yeah.
That's another thing that I can't seem to find. I'm happy with digital is screen tones.
Yeah, no,
it doesn't come out right. I have Clip Studio, and I'm sure there's probably something out there. I just don't know it. I haven't discovered it yet. Like with Clip Studio, they'll have their own little materials and screen tones and everything, but when you apply it, it just doesn't come out right. Not the way that I like it anyway.
no, I agree. I never use it. So the most I will use when it comes to screen toning is just sprays. You know, little droplets.
Yeah.
Like that is literally what I'll use if I use any kind of toning, because it just doesn't work as well as you'd hope. You know, just add some mosaic.
But you know what? John just said something that I didn't think about. Is I wonder what would happen, and I'll have to explore. But I wonder what would happen if I took that on two different layers, on two different type, and mix it. If you could get a good one like that.
Well, yeah. To get designed, I mean, you could still take your layers and rotate them, right?
Oh yeah.
Well, you can rotate it. You can rotate the way it looks on there, but like you said, you kind of like overlaying them too, weren't you?
Yeah, I was overlaying them. Yes, and basically that's kind of like how comic books were colored. They were using those dot formations, and you'd mix the percentage of layers that you'd put together to get your colors.
Right, that's what that craft tone does. That's out there by True Grit. Not endorsed yet, but but yeah, that was that. They have that that dot pattern. I used it on a few shows back, which kind of helps you understand color a little bit better. Not great, but a little bit better. Allison says I had to watch a video on using Clip Studio's screen tones. If you could put that in the comment where that video is, Allison, I would greatly appreciate it. She said it helped because I like to see, because I know like you said, dealing with that zipatone or that duotone and learning how to cut it out. I'd probably be wasting a lot of money before I get it right.
Yeah,
I could see that happening. But it's definitely something, because like I said, going over those older comics and those artisans and stuff like that we've been doing, the amazing work that's been done using those screen tones, I would just like to capture. I would just like to get to that level,
Yeah.
There was a guy, he had a book back in the 90s. He was from Chicago, and he would do a book a year, the small press guy, and he used the hell out of all the zipatone, and it was called the Holo Brothers, HOLO, Holo Brothers, and it was just the neatest. He was obviously a graphic designer, and they were like monsters or aliens or whatever, and it was really kind of simplified artwork, but his use of the zipatone in it was just amazing to me.
Yeah.
And I've still got those books buried somewhere in one of my boxes. But and I mentioned I know I've mentioned it a couple times on a couple podcasts, but it's just such a great book to go and look at, and just, I mean, you can just look at it and learn, see, okay, what he did here and what he did there, and it's really neat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, look at it, those artisans and some of the black and white stuff. It's just, it's mind blowing. It will definitely. Thank you, Allison, which put the links in the comments. It definitely is a eye opener. It's inspirational. I just, in case anybody's followed me on Facebook or hasn't seen it on Facebook, I just got the Essentials Iron Fist.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
And this was on eBay. See that, and which is, all these essentials are basically, they're black and white,
Right.
which is great because you can see what they did. And what's really great about it is, okay, the first Marvel premiere Iron Fist is Gil Kane, right? So you're like, okay, yeah, yes, please, which is just phenomenal. But the Iron Fist series itself later on was, of course, Mr. John Byrne.
Oh yeah.
So that's in itself is kind of a masterclass on learning how to do, or just observing how to do that, not necessarily learning. But so I haven't stopped. I keep picking it up and putting it down, that kind of thing. John, you got something different on the screen now, huh?
Oh yeah. Well, what I'm doing is I'm doing thumbnails for a new show.
Oh.
Ah.
Is this
Yeah.
an adult show? Like
Yeah. We go there. This is the let's do this one here. That's it. The devil's in the details.
Ah, nice.
That's we're gonna do. It's basically getting into a deep dive into how to create. How did I word it? I worded it in such a way. Hold on a second. Let me find it, because I want to give it some sort of what's the word? I don't want to short shift it. Let's see. How did I say it? Let's go here. Okay. Yes. It's a show that goes deep into the process of creating mature comics and animation.
Ah.
Yes.
I like it.
Yeah. I'll be drawing actual animation of Michael and and characters, but in a more mature way, but also explaining the squash and stretch that's necessary to get life into the animation. So you'll see me, manipulating the characters, and it's very much like what you'd see. You do that in art class with a nude model. So, but showing the animation of characters dancing and jumping around, you get and then get into. So anyway, it's an adult. It was a more mature way of handling things. Also, I'll be doing penciling and whatnot for the comics and material that is that you really don't usually can show in in all ages. But anyway, The Devil's in the Details, I thought was a nice title for it.
Yeah, I like the title. Yes.
So anyway, go ahead.
No, go ahead. It wasn't anything important. Go ahead.
Well, what I'm doing here is to get a variety of thumbnails to do, using the devil to so that it's not all the same.
Oh yes, yes.
So that's what I've been playing with on here. So what I'll do is I'll print out these various shapes, and then I'll just draw them on, with the way I normally do, and then I'll scan it in and play around with it that way. So, but I figured I'd finished the other page, which was, it's there, that one there, as far as I could take it, and this is for my Bloodweight comic, and so I'll print this out and blow it up and start reworking the characters. But this is my layout.
Nice.
Crazy. Love it.
It's very, very busy. In a good way.
Well, let me just here. Without, I'll need that. You need that to see that, but you could start seeing where everything is, and you kind of need to have the dialogue there, and so it kind of looks more like a Mad Magazine page. But there's a lot going on here, and we'll it's all part of the story. It's all part of the mature story. Anyway,
are you going to be doing that live, or is that going to be a recorded show?
No, it'll be a live stream. So I'll take people want to have questions, and I'll do it for about an hour, once a week, and and it'll be very, classy. There's no, it's like going to an art school, an art class, but I won't have any live, photograph reference. Everything I'll be doing everything purely, without any reference. So any animation I do, it's all purely on what I know how to do, or I'll experiment. And then one of the things I want to do is after once I reach a certain point with the animation, I'll do a pencil test, but it'll all be on pencil. I'm not going to do it digitally. It'll be my board, and just I'll be flipping animation, and that's how you'll be looking over my shoulder as though you were at an animation studio.
Neat. Yeah, well, I'm interested to see it.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. When does that start, John?
We'll look and see. We have to schedule it, but basically, it's you'll have to ask Nita. But it'll be in February sometime.
Nice.
Okay. Nice. Yeah, I knew it was after the next first of the year.
Yeah, can't wait.
Yeah, no, I know you can't. I can't do it. First off, I've got to recuperate from this pencil, this finger.
Oh, that's true.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This hair is this thing won't come off permanently until maybe the end of January. So I got another 4 weeks of this, baby.
You can do this.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. I will. Well, this is what I've been doing with my finger. I've been giving my pencils a finger. That's it. But yeah, I think it's doing the bullpen like this and doing a live stream where you don't have to worry about what kind of drawings you're doing as long as they're tasteful. I think that's a much more, you'll get more across than having to worry about is it suitable for children.
Oh, for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you can be really hindered, especially on YouTube. We had to come up with another name for that arch villain of World War II. What did we end up coming up with his name, Rodney? Was it Nega Chapman?
I think so. Are we not allowed to? Are we not allowed to say his name?
Wow.
Who knows? We can't say the other word that rhymes with Yahtzee. It's
Really? You can't?
Yeah.
You can't do Yahtzee?
No.
Oh, the word that rhymes with Yahtzee.
No.
Okay, so let me ask a question. I mean, when you say you can't say it, are you going to get tagged for it, or are you worried about what people are going to say because you said it?
No, it's a YouTube thing.
The YouTube algorithm is going to demonetize you for it.
Oh, okay.
Yes. And while that's not necessarily an issue for us as far as that, but you definitely don't want to have to do with the flag, and I definitely don't want to give my wife more work to do.
Yeah, that's true. I don't want Nina on my ass.
Oh, there you go.
Uh-oh, I could hear her in the background. I'm a little scared.
Oh, yeah, she's coming for you, Rodney.
Oh,
She's
shit.
Dun, dun, dun.
So working on this cover. So have you doing the cover before the comic, or have you done the comic? And
I've got the comic. It's all done. It's edited. It's being edited. One final time. So just what's that?
You have the script done.
Yeah, I've got the script done.
oh, okay.
Yeah, and I've got some of the pages that are thumbnailed that I know aren't going to be changed. So yeah.
Are we in store for any bombshells or?
There are going to be a whole bunch of new characters introduced.
Cool.
Yeah, like House, Mouse, and Peep are new characters here.
Yeah, you had you were drawing them the other day, huh?
Yeah. So and that's you can see the big vacuum cleaner here. You can kind of get an idea of what one of the stories might be about.
The evil vacuum cleaner.
The evil vacuum cleaner. That's right. The death monster. Because you all know how well cats respond to vacuum cleaners.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All too well.
Oh yes.
Oh. I've got like these different pens, right? Because I can't keep a pen around my house because my kids decide. I actually I have a lock box to keep my pens in.
Wow.
Yeah, they're bad. Not the pens. But I do have I just tried to get a better feel. Like you see, this one here is a Faber Castell pit artist pen.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
Fabric Castle.
Yeah, Faber Castell.
Yeah, sure. That's how you say that. Rodney with his words. A great pronunciation. It's actually Picholo. No,
Well, I was asking because I was like, is that something new I don't know about?
No, it's Faber Castell. Well, you got the 0.35 or the 0.5? Because I actually have a 0.35, which is amazing. Very meticulous, but amazing.
No,
It's
this
great,
is
like no tomorrow.
Oh no, this is an S. It just says S on it. Whatever that means.
I still have it. Sure.
I might have the cheap one. Maybe that's why I'm saying it wrong because it's spelled differently. It's like a knockoff.
From China.
Yeah, right.
It's probably still made in China. Doesn't matter which one you get, so you're fine. It's not going to be made of Artium instead of Nintendium or Nokium.
But yeah, so I have that. I have a Copic multi-liner. You see, I said A, right? I have a Copic multi-liner. And of course, I do have some of the microns. And you saw the Pentel pen. I do have a 1.5 Fabric Castle. I know that's not right, but we're going to call it that. And It's not like the other. Well, maybe it is. It's a 1.5, not a 0.1. So maybe it's kind of like the other ones. But again, these are what you have to practice how to use them, right? I mean, it's just not. You would like to just go in here and just be able to use something, just to be able to go ahead and do it, right?
Right.
But
Yeah.
But you always wind up having to learn something new when you have a
yes.
tool.
Mm-hmm.
But that's true no matter what you do. I know people who don't know how to use a hammer.
Yeah. No, legitimately.
Yeah, I know a lot of people that don't know how to use a hammer.
I know people who think they know how to use a hammer that don't know how to use a hammer.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the claw first. The claw part goes down first, right?
That's from the wrist, right?
Yeah.
Just like a pen from the wrist.
So MarV, you've already, you've done this page digitally. You decided to do it traditionally, or?
Yeah, I did that because I might be able to sell it afterwards.
Yeah.
So that happened a couple of times already. I had some pages that I have already sold, 2 by now, and hopefully when I go live on Lookstone's platform, I'll put some more pages for sale. So yeah, I'm doing this because Russ gave that tip. He does the pencils digitally, and then he inks traditionally. And I said to myself, well, I can do the same, but basically do everything and then go and do it traditionally. So that's what I'm doing with the Gabriel Reaper of Souls. I'm just practicing inking traditionally, and I'll keep doing it as far as I can. But this week has been a little bit hard for me at work because I'm still shaking, and my lines are just not good, and I'm screwing a little bit the drawing, but I have to keep pushing, right?
You can do this, man. No worries.
Well, I'll tell you this much. I and don't feel bad about the shaking. Me too.
Yeah.
I have that problem too. But I'll tell you this much. I remember I had showed my portfolio to Rob Guillory, and it was a digital, and he could tell it was digital. And one thing that he said that he liked about traditional was being able to see all the mistakes. Not necessarily noticing them, but it gave it character. So I wouldn't worry about that too much.
Yeah.
Of course, now he's doing digital, but I won't hold that against him. So, but yeah, like Rodney said, you're usually gonna be the one to notice the mistakes more than.
Yeah, you're the only one that's gonna know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And believe it or not, looking at somebody that you admire and then seeing their mistakes, especially a 90s artist, any 90s artist, it gives you confidence into where you're going to end up.
Yeah.
It gives,
Yeah, because if you go back and you look at, Capullo stuff on X-Force or X Factor or, just you name it. Jim Lee stuff on Alpha Flight. Now, a lot of that had to do with the fact that Gary Talek was inking him. But, it's just they didn't start out as superstars. And they went through all of the growing pains and stuff that we all went through.
Still going through.
Go through on a daily basis. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, it's if you were able to see David Finch yesterday on Allison's stream, which is it's up archived on IndieComicsNetwork.com. You know, he kind of talks about that kind of thing too, and it's just you get to that point where you want to quit because you're not as good as somebody, or it's not good enough for you, and you just kind of have to push past it. You might not really want to quit, but you feel like you want to quit. You might never quit. But.
Well, yeah, it's those feelings of inadequacy. Imposter syndrome is real.
Yes.
You know,
yeah,
exactly.
But the thing is for me, I know I'm not the best artist in the world, but God damn it, I do what I do. And I enjoy what I do, and people seem to like what I do. And knowing that there are 1,001 better artists out there than me, so what? You know, I'm still able to go to shows and sell my artwork and stuff like that. So I'm, just get over yourself and sit down and do it.
Oh yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Always playing with it. Always playing with your stuff.
Absolutely. I mean, if anybody's been watching me with this cover, I've done, this looks nothing like it did when it started. I've been erasing and redrawing and erasing and redrawing, erasing and redrawing. This is too long. This is wrong here. And just, that's part of, I mean, look at John's thumb. It's just, you draw and you draw and you draw and you draw and you erase, you erase, you erase, go to another layer,
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's the doing it that way is the only way to keep on working. You're molding. Yes. That's the thing is if everybody's got their own way of doing something. I have to keep on playing with it like clay.
Yeah.
Until I find what I want, and I don't know what I'm doing until it happens.
Yep.
And I may have a vague idea that I want something in one place and another, and something happening in some other part of the page, but I have to keep on moving things around and playing with it until I reach the point where, okay, I understand where my what my flow is. It's kind of like positioning. Like I've got a devil on the shoulder here, and they're looking in this direction here. To where the martini is being poured. So I've got a V here going here. Oops. But I'm molding it.
Yeah.
The same way here, they're looking in that direction. So there's your center here, but everybody else is directing their attention there. And then it's all then it breaks up in the next panel. You've got the focus. There's something going on here. There's something going on here. They're kind of directing in that direction, but they're moving. And then there's eye direction going in that way. And then where your dialogue is happening here, starting on the left-hand corner, and then coming down to this, and then moving around. There's a lot of playing around that I do, and there's no way I could do it straight off. It's just the way, I think it should work. Working with, let's say, starting off with that.
Yeah.
That was the beginning.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
It's just quick and dirty, getting it over with. Making sure you don't have the clean slate.
And also making room for your dialogue. See, that's the thing. Understanding right now, you can read this and understand what's going on. The dialogue is there to help, move the story across. But the action, there's a lot of action going on. There's a lot of interaction happening. And it's just, I may be the only one who understands what's going on here. But
right now, anyway.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but that's the thing. Like, you're only talking to yourself.
Yeah.
Like, if you were supposed to make a storyboard for someone else, you would not bring this to them. But for yourself, you know exactly what's going on. So who cares?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing. and Marv, it sounds like you get hung up on this a lot, is you're looking at the finished product and thinking that that's the way they started out.
Yeah.
And it's, they do this same stuff that we're doing.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. It's, the finish is not that. Yeah. It's if you're drawing here, if you're doing it as a piece of fine art, it's one thing. If you are doing it for production, it's something else.
Yes.
Yeah. So and the thing about having mistakes, it shows the humanity and hand in it.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
And there wasn't any artificial intelligence behind it, You may think that you're faking it, but there's a difference between that and artificial intelligence.
That's right. We usually know how many fingers go on a hand.
Yeah.
or on seat, right?
Yeah.
Right. Oh yeah.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Yeah.
But you mean that though? That's the thing. Like, if you even do the four-handed cartoon, or the four-fingered cartoon, four-fingered cartoon. Yeah, it's the same. You mean to put those 4 fingers on there. But anyway, let's take a good quick look at everybody, and everybody tell us where we can. We're at that hour and 21-minute mark, so we're going to go ahead and start shutting it down. Let's look at what you got, Rodney.
Hey guys, Rodney Fyke. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, all that fun stuff. Rodney Fyke Art. You can also go to the Hasm YouTube channel and check me out there, as well as Hasm.com. That's HAZZUM.com. And check out all of our books, such as Pitter Patter, Peanut Pudding and Jelly, Unchained, Roadkill Rampage, and Doghouse coming in 2023. Also here on the Indie Comics Network on Tuesday nights for Dispatches Outside the Box with C. Michael and the other cast of characters, and on Thursday night for Thursday Night Throwdown. So come check us out, and we'll have a good time.
All right. Yeah. MarV.
Oh. So yeah, you can find me here every Saturday with the gang on Sketchy Saturday. You can find me also on Instagram and Facebook, MarV Sim Killer. And if you want the Sim Killer Gabriel Reaper of Souls, you can send me a message, PayPal me, and I'll send you worldwide for $7. And if you want the other one that I don't have here right now, Revelation, the first Singular book, you can reach out to Mike Jimmy here, and you can reach out with to Randy Zimmerman from Arrow Comics. They both have the Sin Killer.
Yeah, we do.
And next week I'll start making some live videos on Instagram. So if you can show up and say hi, maybe Wednesdays at 6 p.m. or 5. I don't know if I'm going to do it on Wednesdays or Fridays, but I'll be posting soon. So thank you.
Cool.
Excellent.
All right. And of course, Mr. John Celestri.
Yes, well, you can find me here on Saturday, Sketchy Saturdays, and next year on the new Indie Comics Network After Dark, I've got my YouTube channel, and maybe next year I will launch my own website. So there's a lot going on. So,
yeah,
neat.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, I may have I'll have all of my work, whether it be mature material for kids, my old crime fiction novels, There's a lot going on, and also I'll probably have available the rough animation or the drawings I do for the for the After Dark. So there's that.
Cool.
Neat.
Awesome.
Sweet.
Hey everyone. Well, let me show you what I've been working on. And I can loop it. There we go. So you can find me over on linktree/Fairies and Ends with everything Fairies and Ends related. Tons of books, all kinds of stuff. And you can find me over on Kickstarter with, let me make myself big for this one.
Yeah.
Oh, Live on Korra Volume 1. We have the soft cover. And then Nita's Pride by her own David Lanning, the exclusive hardcover. Only 50 of these will be made. And yeah, they're going to be signed, numbered, and you will have an original sketch on the inside. So these are going to be exclusive as all hell. So be sure to go on over to Kickstarter and look for Live on Korra Volume 1.
All right. Awesome. And of course, I am C. Michael Lanning. You can check me out at linktree.ee/C. Michael Lanning. That had all my socials and everything. I'll probably finish this thing up and put it up on my Facebook if you want to check it out there. Of course, like Rodney said, we do dispatches from outside the box where we scour the corners of geekdom to inspire you to create comics outside the box every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, where we are continuing our Disney December, and we're going into the very fabled Disney afternoon this week. So come check it out. Come be part of the conversation, comment, chat, and everything else. Of course, we appreciate everybody who participated and chatted today. Allison, Past Master Dan, Donnie D, everybody in the chat, and everybody watching. Thanks so much for being here. And we will see you next Saturday. Oh, no, I take that back. We will be having a 2-week hiatus, guys. So we will be seeing you after the first of the year. So Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year. And if it's not your New Year, Happy days. So have a good one.
Bye, everybody.
Hey, bye.
Take care.